Let's talk about this pro level course made by Eric McCabe that is not even released yet. Alright, so first off, why should you care about this course? Interesting question. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to care all that much in a couple of years, but there's a high chance that we will. And that is because the Kansas City Tour is becoming a silver event. And with that, there's going to be a lot of prize money. There's going to be a lot more attention put on this tournament. I got to actually play this course. So it's early stages. I can say that's very clear through all these holes that I got to play. I actually got to play the full 18. There's going to be a 9-hole course in addition to the full pro level course. But the full 18 I got to play just with cones instead of baskets. So that was interesting. And I think there's a lot to offer in the Kansas City area. Obviously, it doesn't have quite the same huge shots that Emporia does, but it's a lot more enjoyable to watch, I would say. And I think that's evidenced by the 2017 Champs vs. Chumps round made by Central Coast. And if you remember, Paul shredded Waterworks, which is one of the Kansas City courses, on Jomez in 2019. So there's a lot of evidence that shows this course and this area is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. There may be changes to a lot of different tournaments over the next couple of years, but I think that Kansas City is here to stay. All right, so right off the bat, you'll notice this is not a beginner course. They have a huge wooded section just starting out. You can see the FPO tees are a little bit friendlier, but even that, it's pretty tough. And I'm going to say this is probably a par 3 because pros are getting that probably every time. And we are just barely getting there in 2 shots. So yeah, definitely a intermediate par 4 and a pro easy par 3. And you'll see we're hitting trees all day. This whole course is just a tree machine because it's wooded but also open, and it forces you to play distance shots. But to play distance shots, you have to be a little bit more aggressive. And to be more aggressive, you're going to hit more trees. So the tree count on this course is going to be insane. Hopefully the pros are better than us, so it's not going to be an issue. And I think this will really test your forehand shots, your distance, flex shots. It's just got a lot to it that I've never played before. And I was really happy to actually get the chance to play this course because, wow, it just has a lot to it. And you can see that there's just gravel in the middle of a hole. So you can see it is early stages. But they have concrete tee pads in some of the holes, so it's definitely playable. So this is probably my favorite hole. I think it's going to be a par 5. You can see all the tee pads up there. I just ripped this one. I think that was about 420. So it just keeps on going and going. And you can see there's danger left and right. There's a deer just watching us play. We didn't hit them, but wow, that deer was just watching us. And it's just a continuous flood of hard shots. Even this upshot was stressful. That's a routine upshot for most courses, but not for this. So our putting was basically just hit the cone, call it good. We also didn't even hit the cone. And then you have holes like these where you just have to hit the gap, but oh boy, does that gap feel tiny when you're that far behind. I actually did pretty well there, but that was just luck. My target was definitely not hit. You have to be on it and get major consistent distance to get these hot shots. But another thing that I really like about this course is it's just kind of cool. Even in the winter months, it looks pretty lively. There's a lot going on. Obviously, there's deer just chilling on this course. And then you have shots like these where you bonk. But yeah, I think I like the scenery of it. I will say when we played, it was a swamp. There was hardly any hole where we didn't get covered in mud. And we had to spend 10 minutes after the round just taking the mud off. But I mean, that's going to be how most courses are if they're in a brand new constructed area. So whatever. So here we see a consistent pounding of difficult shots for me as an MA2 player and my friend that's just amateur. I mean, he hit his line, so he did much better than I did. But every hole you get tested. My decent shot was still crazy tough to even get out of. And this may not look that hard on camera, but if you get to this in real life, you're going to see you have to hit dead straight every single hole to even get close. Here we were not on the same page. I did not know which hole we were throwing to, and I tried to go to that far cone, and that was not the right one. This is probably the easiest hole in the entire course, and it's still not easy for a par 3. We are barely getting up to circle 2 on our first shot with one of our furthest distances. So I think a par 2 or a birdie on that would be insane. I think this is probably like a 500-foot par 3 because that's just how the tour likes to do it, I think. So I think you're not going to get MA2, MA1 getting anywhere close to the basket in one. So I have to assume this is going to be closer to a par 4, or they're going to have MA2 and MA1 do like the ladies' tees. It's hard to say right now. But I do like how there's so many pin positions, there's so many tee pads, and there's so many different options for shots you can do. You see my pretty sick upshot. So with that concludes a sneak peek of this course. I'll do a full round later, but just my initial thoughts. I've actually played the full course. It just got too dark, so we had to stop filming. I really like the course. I think it's one of the coolest courses I've played in the area. I've played like pro level courses elsewhere, but as far as a course near me, this was probably the coolest one. And I think with the new potential of the Kansas City Wide Open becoming major players in the disc golf tour, I am really excited to see where this takes off, where there's actually baskets, there's actually people playing. When we played, there was thorns everywhere. There's literally trees of thorns. So if they could do some landscaping, get that knocked out, this could be one of the coolest courses on tour. And it's not even going to be an elite series for a little bit. So there's a lot going on here. And I have never been on the cusp of a new course like this. So it is just exciting. I am very enthralled to see where it goes, see where these lines take us when we get to see pros actually take this on. Because for me and my friend, these lines just aren't accessible to us. Like every hole we were getting frustrated because we had to take 2 or 3 shots every hole just to get it even close. And like if we got one lucky shot, we were still like 60 feet short of a par 3. And a lot of the par 4s on the back 9 were just like, if you can forehand 450, you might get close, but if you can't, it's just inaccessible. So there's going to be a lot of room for new tee pads, shorter baskets, and making it more fun and more accessible to more players. Because right now, it was tough. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys want to play this course, I highly recommend it. It's called Black Hoof Park, and you can see for yourself what this course looks like. I highly recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Wild Runs, signing out. Peace.